Oh, right. None of these DLC actually spawn you where you left off. I think this one at least has fast travel, though I don't actually remember. I want to believe that it does, but...
Over here! I need your help with something.
Okay, so that double audio is absolutely part of the actual game. That is not my setup, because my last one I was recording on OBS as part of a test. This one I'm recording on Elgato again because I want to bring it back to parity with the rest of the Borderlands videos I did. But yeah, there's something wrong with this DLC's audio. I don't know if it's intentional, because most of the characters are either robotic or speaking through some kind of stereo system. But yeah, 100%. Ah, shit. Right. The audio is like... I want to say the left and right audio are out of sync or something, which is weird. Maybe it's a port issue, because I noticed, like, the sound effects volume as well. The sound effects are really tinny sounding. I am almost certain this is an issue with, like, the port of the DLC, because this was not a problem in the other DLCs. It's possible it could be my new setup, but I highly doubt it. That wouldn't affect the audio I'm hearing in my headset, because my headset is feeding directly from the console, I mean through the remote, but still from the console. It's not going through my PC at all. And if I'm hearing it both in the PC version, post-recording, and in my headset during gameplay, it's almost 100% certainty that it is the game, not the setup. That kind of sucks. The entire reason I bought this new computer was to make recording like an easier process overall, and to increase the quality of the recordings. Also, just because my old PC was like 10 years old and definitely needed to be replaced. But alongside that, is there anything here I actually want? Doesn't look like it. I can't pick up any of this shit anyway. Fuck it. But yeah, alongside those things, like, I wanted to have a PC setup that was actually, you know, worth a damn. And I'm fairly certain, despite my new setup ostensibly being better overall, I mean, rather than taking 6 hours to render like 1 hour video, it now does it in roughly, it's like not 1-to-1, but it's about, for a video that's an hour long, it takes maybe about an hour 45, 2 hours to render, which is still fairly slow, but a hell of a lot better than... Oh, did that just... Alright, weird. It's a hell of a lot better than my previous ones, where it's like, oh, a video that's 3 hours long? I guess you're leaving your computer on overnight. And that's at, like, medium quality. Although I have noticed, OBS is, like, super blurry with my setup, regardless of what I set it to, and for some reason, OBS isn't recognizing my Series X as a console. It lists it, when I plug in the Series X, it goes and thinks it's a fucking Xbox One, which is weird, because yeah, I'm using an Elgato capture card, but Elgato recognizes the Series X as a Series X, so I have no idea why it's failing to properly acknowledge the device. I'm sure there's a reason for it, I just don't know what that reason is. It's quite strange. Wait. Oh. I even notice you. Weird. And I've got more stuff I want to work on. Some of it's ambitious, some of it is just for my own taste. I mean, a lot of these recordings are kind of just an excuse for me to play games I haven't played in, like, however many years, sometimes over a decade in some cases. And it's like, if I want to revisit something, I'm going to record it because I might as well. I mean, there's dozens and dozens of games I have recordings for from even years ago that I just never uploaded or edited or anything. I think I've played through Fable 1 like 4 times and recorded it every single time, but I've encountered problems with it on every recording, so I've just never uploaded any of it. I mean, for fuck's sake, when I first started the YouTube channel, a long time, like, I think my first video on this channel went up in 2018. I actually had a different YouTube channel beforehand. I want to say I started it in 2015, maybe 14. I don't know if that was the case, but I tried to do Fable 2 on my or not Fable 2, sorry, Fable 1, specifically Fable Anniversary, a little after, yeah, because it was right after that came out, I believe. And I was doing a recording of it on my goddamn laptop at the time, and I don't think I was able to record that very well. And I was also doing, I think Doom 3. I uploaded, I believe, 1 video of Doom 3 and maybe 1 video of Fable 1, but the quality was so terrible, I just discontinued the whole thing. And I don't think we started doing, I didn't start doing YouTube videos again as, like, a real thing. Quote-unquote real, for the amount of realness or quality that can be ascribed to anything I output. Until, like, I want to say 2018 or 19. Which, I know, I probably should have, like, if I'd kept on it since 2016, I probably would have more, like, both content and at least probably a few more people watching. But, I don't know. I'm sure if those videos still existed, I would be horrifically embarrassed from them. And my OPSEC is kind of terrible, so it may actually have been a liability to continue with those. Because I value my privacy and sovereignty quite a bit, and I'm not a fan of volunteering personal information if I can help it. So, something like this is probably just a little bit more my speed in general. I do remember my old channel, for some reason, got a collaboration request with some larger, like, conglomerate thing, or, like, some guy who was partnered with multiple things. It probably would have been a machinima, like, a scam, kind of like how being a member of Machinima was, where you do get more viewers, but you're buried underneath other content, and the amount of money you'd be receiving would be considerably less than if you were publishing to the same audience, like, as a solitary content producer. So, maybe an okay deal for someone starting out, but if you had a contract that stipulated that you would have to stick around for however many years, and they have ownership of all your content, then no, not necessarily the best offer you could be getting. I turned it down because I was insecure about the idea, and I don't think I was ready for that kind of, like, participation. I mean, if it was 2014, I would have been, like, 15 years old, so maybe not the best idea. Especially as I was not so savvy to the sort of stuff required for internet video creation. And I'm still a novice, obviously. I mean, I've been around the block on a lot of other occupations and endeavors, but there's still a ton that I'm bad at editing videos, which is stupid because I've edited a lot of videos, but I'm lazy, and I usually just, like, part of the reason I make videos that are hours long, like these recording sessions, regardless of whether or not a video I put out is an hour long, the video the larger segment it comes from is usually 3, 4, sometimes even in excess of 7 or 8 hours. I'll do long sessions, partially because I never sleep. So I get home from work, assuming I don't have anything I need to do between that time and, like, setting up a session. I can go from, I don't know, an hour after I get home from work until, like, a couple hours before I have to go back to work. So that allows me to get a lot of, like, source footage, but I don't actually have any time to edit that footage, because on my old PC, editing footage took 5 to 10 times longer than however long that footage was. So like a 1-hour video would take 5 hours to edit. Not even edit in some cases, just render. Like regardless of what I actually do to the video, like that was always part of the reason why, like if you see my Dark Souls or my Elden Ring videos, those videos always have like the minimal amount of editing, like a fade on intro, fade on outro, cut out any parts where I like fucking like leave the game sitting to go get some food or use the restroom or get a glass of water or have a violent fucking coughing fit and hack up a lung. Any of that stuff. And there's no actual like jump cuts or editing or clever little anecdotes or me posting in like fucking random bits of footage or photographs to go with it. Even though I really, really want to do that, there's no feasible way for, or there wasn't with my old setup, for me to do that sort of like content and still get out like even 3 videos a week. Like you've obviously, like I try to have at least 5 videos up a week, with my Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule usually being like the longer stuff. Like that's where my Dark Souls was, that's where Halo was back when I was doing Halo. Or it was Halo on Tuesday and Thursday. I try to have smaller stuff or like shooters on Tuesday and Thursday, and I try to have like longer RPG or like whatever the content of the week is on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, because I feel like that's a good idea. But there was a time when I was doing, I tried to do 10 videos a week, or at least 6 videos a week, with whatever the secondary thing was being on the like 3 o'clock on the Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. But it's like, even getting like 3 videos a week was difficult with the old thing. The reason why I was able to do it for such a long time, and then there was a huge gap, was because I recorded all of my content in advance, edited like 10 videos ahead of time when I was like on vacation or like when work was shut down or whatever. I think it might have been when I was sick, and I just like spent a full 3 days straight just rendering videos. And I was doing it on my laptops. Like I had 2 laptops and I had my PC, and I was trying to render them like as much as I could in that period of time. So I would have like 30 videos ahead of whatever my minimum thing was, so I could upload all of them as like stacked together as I possibly could in order to not run out of content. And then you notice I think there was like a 2 or 3 month gap where there was just nothing I put up. And part of the reason was because that was when Sony sold the rights for Sony Vegas to a different company, and that company put out an update that killed my ability to use Sony Vegas on my computer, because I'm an idiot and I use the DRM version of Sony Vegas that's sold on Steam, because I bought it in 2013 when it was $50 instead of $170, because that was when it was like, I think I used Platinum, and that was like when it was new and the contemporary version of Sony Vegas. And now Vegas isn't even produced anymore, really. It's not called that anyway. It's just called Movie Studio Platinum or some generic shit, which I dislike. They changed the icon on my computer. But yeah, Steam automatically updates those regardless. Like, there used to be pause updating or don't update. They've removed that, and now you can only change it to update on startup or whatever. So I had to, if I wanted to edit something, I had to do it offline. And sometimes that wasn't viable, or I'd forget and open it while my computer was connected and be like, oh shit, and then updated, and then it just broke completely. Completely unusable. Would not launch, would not fucking load audio, would always crash on fucking trying to prep audio for rendering. Just completely non-functional in like 6 different ways. So what happened was I used this thing called Resolve, which was free editing software, because I was, broke, because I'm always fucking broke, because I have terrible spending habits. I didn't want to buy new software, especially if my computer was in such terrible shape. I didn't feel like it was worth it. So I used Resolve for a while, which is why you'll notice some of the fucking Dark Souls videos have horrible corruption problems in both video and audio, is because Resolve is worth the price you pay, which is nothing. It's not terrible. It'll make your video, but it'll make it really low quality, and you're gonna have fucking corruption problems on most of what you put out. And the thing is, they're not gonna show up while you're editing it. And if you know, by the time I realized, most of it was corrupted, or I deleted the footage because I needed space. Which is why in things like, oh shit. Hold on, fuck. In things like my Armored Core, the original ones that we did on the 360 with Jack, back when we were young and impressionable, and more importantly, still in high school, you'll notice that, like, entire sections of those just have, like, blaring, completely incomprehensible audio, or just straight up missing. The conversation we had during the fight against Eartha at the end of 4, you'll notice, has the audio cut out. Anytime we talked about the music, ironically enough. But, like, yeah, tons of stuff like that. That was part of the reason, actually, I wanted to redo the Armored Core 4 Let's Play, specifically on PS3, was because the 360 only outputs in fucking component and AV audio and video. Because the 360... I have 7 Xbox 360s, several of them are Slims, and the Slims do have HDMI outputs, but the problem is the Slims don't have fucking functional disc trays. Because for some reason, when they created the Xbox fucking Slim, or the E, or whatever the hell it's called, they outsourced production of the disc drives, and those disc drives would fail literally 100% of the time after a couple years of operation. Every single Slim I have owned or encountered has had a non-functional disc drive after a certain point. And I have the Halo Reach one too, the fucking limited edition one. It wasn't mine originally, it was my brother's, but also non-functional disk drive. It's like something about it. It's like the 360 original had the problem with the cooling sinks and the fucking fan causing it to red ring. The E has problems with the disc tray. And that means no Armored Core, because there was never a downloaded version of Armored Core 4 or 4 Answer. There were downloaded demos for 4 and 4 Answer, which I actually find really interesting. I played both the demo and that, like, not beta, but, like, you know, they put that thing out before the game came out that was like, play the game! And I played that on 360 and PS3. And I remember that demo actually being really weird, because the final boss, or the final level you're allowed to play, it's just the first 2 chapters. The final level you're allowed to play is the fight against god damn it, Amazique, the Barbaroi. But I believe they included 1 or 2 levels that were from past that point that you get to play prior to it, and they had a fairly large selection of the stuff in the game that you were allowed to use. I'm just gonna drop all these. I don't think I need them. Health. And I played so goddamn much of that fucking demo. Like, I learned it front to back. Fucking did, like, pretty much every combination of parts that was available. I'm getting off topic. The Xbox 360 outputs video at a really low quality, as well as Resolve having, like, terrible fucking corruption problems. And that led me to want to redo it on the PS3, and I felt like I didn't do a very good job at, like, exploring a lot of stuff. And I still don't feel like... I love Dark Souls and Armored Core and pretty much everything Bethesda... Good God, I don't know. Freudian slip, because I want to play Oblivion. Everything FromSoft makes. With one exception being, like, I never feel like I'm able to correctly show off anything in detail. And that's something of a good thing in some ways, because it means that even if I were to play hundreds and hundreds of hours of it on camera, people who are watching it are always going to be able to find stuff that they can just, you know, check out on their own if they play the game. but that also feels like I'm producing extremely subpar content, like I'm basically just giving a shallow overlook of something like that. And it feels even worse for games like 4, in which 4 is not a long game. You can play the entirety of that game in, like, what, 4 or 5 hours? It is extraordinarily short. Most of the missions in 4 Answer are the same, but they're brutal difficulty in certain areas. Specifically, the AC fights allows you to, spend a little bit more time on it. Ironically enough, that was actually the reason why my cousin never played 4, was because he played 4 when he picked up a copy of 4 when it came out, or like tried it or something, and was just like, wow, this is super hard, and he was put off from it. And I'm like, really? Like, I consider 4 to be extremely easy, like, barring like some of the hard mode missions against the AC, specifically the ones where you're outnumbered. Especially considering its immediate predecessor in the form of Last Raven, which is still probably the hardest of all the Armored Core games. Maybe. Definitely the hardest if you're brand new to the series.
Leg bone. The leg bone's connected to the plutonium. The plutonium's connected to this rubber duck. Man, I'm gonna need some more parts.
This is the brain quest all over again, huh? You know, I'm gonna do something else. This one. Alright. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna revisit Armored Core 4 and 4 Answer. This is something I've been wondering about. Not that anyone will listen to this, but if you could give me an idea of how any of you feel about me, like, annually or semi-annually revisiting just, like, stuff to replay it, like, because I've already done Armored Core 4 and 4 Answer. Well, I never finished 4 Answer the first time due to the aforementioned problems, but I've revisited 4 once. I revisited 4 Answer. I probably won't do this for 5 and Verdict Day, because those ones are pretty cut and dry. And maybe aside from some tooling around with, I do want to go through Verdict Day's hard mode as like a sort of, yeah, that is absolutely the game. I absolutely want to redo Jesus Christ. I want to do hard mode for Verdict Day. And I was thinking because I don't like streaming. I feel I have a lot of anxiety about live broadcasting because I don't have control, I guess. I like being able to, like, pop away for a minute or take notes during the stuff. Like, I like being able to do stuff that I necessarily don't have to worry about, like... Okay, what's a good example? Like, something happens in a game that I can, like, set up a cinematic moment, or I can do, like, part of the editing process occurs during the actual recording, if that makes sense. Like, me taking notes on something to leave in or leave out, or, you know, making sure I do certain things. Like, I might not even do things in a certain order that you see in the video. I might be doing it, like, differently in the actual game. Like, I might be recording something at the end that goes to the beginning or whatever, and I don't feel like... I feel the only thing that I could get out of doing streaming would be playing multiplayer with people who would normally be watching the videos, or collaborating with someone else who might be streaming, or... what's the word I'm looking for? I thought that was the Doom theme for a second. Or, like, doing something that's not necessarily, like, as big of a production. Like, something that I could just put on and not have to worry about it. Also, maybe puzzle games. I think it might violate Twitch's, content policies, but I kind of want to do Haiti as a stream, because I am dumb. And while I have done the vast majority of that game. That was when it came out, and I don't remember any of it. Also, that game is the hardest puzzle game I think I've ever seen. Just period. But yeah, I would want to play that as a fucking stream game. I think that would be fun. Because if I'm playing that by myself, I'm going to have less motivation to actually, like, finish it again. Especially if I'm having a hard... Because I have noticed my cognitive ability for pattern recognition has basically ceased functioning. Part of that is due to the head trauma I received when I was, you know, in elementary school, where I cracked my skull open. Part of that is from brain calcification, and part of that is from ADHD. But I am still... I don't want to say that I am, oh, look at me, I'm a genius, but I would like to say that I do have a decent amount of fucking intuitive intelligence. I can do my problem solving, and I enjoy puzzles. Hades, the biggest issue I have with Hades is not the complexity of the puzzles or the layout or the platforming or any of that. I actually really enjoy that. That game was a breath of fresh air to me when it came out. The biggest problem I have with Hades is the fact that it is extraordinarily easy to soft lock yourself. Considering you can soft lock yourself the very first time you find a save thing. And secondly, the game's brutal combat difficulty. Because Hades is stiff. It is stiff and clunky and extraordinarily mechanically complex for what it is. And it is built to distract you because of the, you know, tits and ass in your face constantly, which I actually appreciate. I've always found the argument that people make that, oh, sexualized content is a shallower or fucking less noteworthy form of creation or fucking art or anything. I'm personally of the belief that sexualized or erotic content is, you know, something to be valued. And you can make your arguments about whether or not that's perverse or anything, or beside the point. I just don't have any, like, qualms against sexualized or erotic content, both for personal pleasure or just to have it in a thing. I think it comes down to what you are presenting your content as. If you're presenting something as, like, clean or, you know, as something else, but then you just shoehorn it in, I think, yeah, that's, you know, counterintuitive and somewhat, you know, inappropriate. But if you are incorporating it in a way that is complementary, or that the whole point of the thing is, yeah, you are selling it as sexualized content, then yeah, I believe that's perfectly fine. And I think people's complaints about Hades being like, oh, it's unnecessary, it's like, no, I think it's fine. It's the aesthetic they wanted to go for. I don't care. You can turn it off if you want to anyway, so who gives a shit? That game has an incredibly high amount of character customization. You can literally just port in whatever model you want to use for the character, so it's not like it matters. Besides that... Ah, shit, wrong one. Yeah, that'll be the next one. I guess I'll just go back down there. I don't think there's a whole lot of symbolism to it, aside from the idea that there's a little bit of an avant-garde element to Hades, I believe, in that the game is bizarre, and it's meant to evoke feelings of it being strange and almost, like, hostilely foreign to your, you know, perceptions of normality and what you would associate that kind of, like, hostile science fiction environment with. Because you go into this thing like, oh, yeah, okay, you've got, you know, robot or person of some sort trying to escape a, you know, laboratory, but you don't have any context as to why, and everything is aggressively sexual in nature, and it's supposed to be disorientating, I believe. Or disorienting. Disorientating is actually a different word that most people use incorrectly, but that's beside the point. Disorienting. Because to orient, orientate are not the same thing. Huh. That's weird. I wonder what the deal with that is. Man, these crates are in weird spots. I forgot what I was gonna say, so I'm gonna stop talking now. I'll just fast forward to the next important or noteworthy event that happens. Also, I'll have to note that I'm wearing a headset, so I have no idea how loud I'm supposed to be talking. I mean, I can turn down the audio levels in post, but my tone is the thing that ends up being all screwed up by me talking louder. Because when I talk really quietly, I have this sort of, like, almost sick sounding tenor to my voice where I sound like I'm on the cusp of losing consciousness. When I'm talking all, like, loud and stuff, it sounds like I'm almost up a beat, but kind of nasally, and I dislike that. Oh, that actually looks kind of nice. Weird. I'm not used to high quality. What?
Scared? More than a few brave men have turned chicken at Sanders Gorge, and even more have made that truly awful joke.
Are they talking about KFC? Like Colonel Sanders, or am I just mistaking things? Man, I will say there's one thing that Destiny... Oh, shit. I was trying to turn down the volume on my thing. That Destiny and Borderlands have in common, and that's really fucking cool hand cannons. I kind of want to do a Destiny fucking thing later, but unfortunately, Destiny 2 does not let you play that game from the beginning, and I don't know... I probably would have heard if Destiny 1 got shut down. I fucking hope they don't. Destiny 1's actually a really solid game. And I want to replay it again sometime, which is probably why I should do it sooner rather than later. But one of my aforementioned projects that I have in the works, I want to have that finished before I play Destiny for a video, for several reasons. Part of it is thematic, part of it is, I hate to say it, but brand recognition. And I'm hoping I'll have that done before the end of the year. I know part of it will most likely be done before the end of the year. Whether or not I have all of it done is admittedly a little bit less likely unless some really bizarre confluences of events come into play. Which I have no faith in that happening, especially given the monetary aspect, which is doable if strange. I need to keep an eye open on some stuff for that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Hand cannons in Destiny and Borderlands are both really cool. Obviously, my favorite one in Destiny is Thorn, because Thorn is fucking awesome. Like, as much as I have such, like, significant problems with Destiny, Thorn still continues to be one of the coolest guns that Bungie has made. I want to get that fucking, like, full-size replica of Thorn. Even though doing a Destiny cosplay is probably one of the most difficult things I could imagine doing, because of the utter complexity a lot of those armor sets have. Like, I'm still pissed about Destiny 2 not letting you do it front to back, because what I wanted to do was restart a character as a hunter and play through that entire game again for the fucking, like a series. And it sucks, because Destiny 1 you can do that with, for now, before they fucking shut it down inexplicably, unless they already have, which I'm pretty sure I would have known about. And it's like, I understand that Destiny 2 is a pseudo-MMO, but you know what else are MMOs that never removed content from the games, for the most part, aside from, like, small event stuff? Final Fantasy XIV still has everything they've put in the game, sans stuff that got patched out for balance reasons. Phantasy Star Online 2. Aside from, like, a handful of items that you can no longer get because they were, like, event-specific or part of promotional stuff, you can still do everything that's been added to that game. World of Warcraft, for the most part, you can still do most of it, even though I don't like that game. I mean, heck, if you fucking want to do some client stuff on your PC, you can still play Phantasy Star Online and Phantasy Star Universe. Pretty much as they were when they came out, and even further beyond that. But not fucking Destiny 2. God forbid they just make it local. I would even accept having to store over a terabyte of game data for the ability to just play all of the content that was in Destiny 2. I don't care about contemporary, like, events or whatever the fuck they are that are, like, community things. The fact that those were one-time things that you had to, like, fit into your schedule to do, like, no, that's terrible. I just want to play the game like a normal fucking video game. Half the time I'm not even like, I used to play Destiny 2 with like one or two other people, but however long we'd actually do that and actually be synced up was so rare as to be almost non-existent.
Do we not die? Of course we don't. Because
Like, Destiny 1, I was able to play the whole game front to back with my friends multiple times. Never finished the raids because I couldn't get a fucking raid party together, but I was able to play that game, like, multiple times over, no problem, like a normal video game. And that's great. Destiny 2, though, we did the Red campaign together. We did, I think, most of the fucking goddamn Moonfall and the fucking Forsaken. Wasn't able to finish Forsaken because they removed it before I was able to get to all of it. That sucks. I did most of Forsaken, and then there was like... Oh, did I mention Destiny 2? I wasn't able to play most of the fucking... Like, I wasn't able to finish the fucking initial goddamn thing until like almost a year after the game came out, because there was a fucking fatal error associated with my account that made it so that my game would fucking, like, fatal crash during the goddamn, you know that part on Venus or whatever where you're inside the, terrarium or whatever it's called? Yeah, when you had to grab that orb and escape in the tank thing, my game would fatal crash every single time I got to that point. And it took until, I think, the fucking Osiris DLC for them to put out a goddamn patch that allowed me to actually finish that and play the game normally. So I pre-ordered Destiny 2. I got the little Cade figurine. And I didn't get to fucking play the damn game until nearly a year after it came out. How's that for a fucking complaint? Yeah, it's just infuriating. I really, really want to like... God damn it, does it fight me at every single opportunity. I don't understand why, either. It's like they made a game that has so much cool and interesting stuff in it, and they refuse to let you play it, and I don't understand why. You'd think that would on its own mini-map, which is funny, but a little irritating. Is that supposed to say the DLC, this one, hell of a lot better than Nox's DLC, which is unfortunate because I like the character Nox, but that DLC sucks. It has very few redeeming qualities, in my opinion. Anyway, I want to finish this and get to the pre-sequel, because I haven't actually played most of the pre-sequel. I played like an hour of it when it came out, and just never came back to it, because I was already kind of tired from Borderlands 2. I was a little upset because my fucking friend group that I was playing the second one with, like, fucking ditched me to switch over to the PC version or whatever, because they all got better PCs around that time, and I didn't. So they just fucking play. I ended up moving after that, so... And, Tales from the Borderlands had come out, and it's just like, I was kind of burnt out on Borderlands at the time. didn't really have any interest in playing that one, especially since I saw the footage, just like, wow, that seems like a lot. And there's been even more Borderlands since then with the, wow, this is a big cave. Huh. Like, really, really big. Are those actual enemies? Oh, they are. Weird. Oh, that worked. And there goes that item. If I cared about that, that would be pissing me off. Why is this cave so big? Kind of reminds me of Dark Souls 1. I don't need that. Was that a bloated rack over there that dropped a bunch of stuff? Probably off the fucking world. So what's the deal with this room? Is there a reason for it? Or is it just here for cinema? Reminds me of Spyro. Okay, this is irritating me a little. Oh, no, never mind. I'm stupid. Oh, great. It did. I am fairly tired. What was I doing? Just so. Every time I think of Borderlands, I think of that picture of Gage with a huge cock. I don't know why, but is Gage even? I liked her character because in her classes or something. Fucking 9,999. Sick. Is it the max damage in this game? I think violence does like supers, especially on things that are a lower level. I wish I could take all these guns in real life. Like, don't want them in the game? Just take them for yourself. That'd be cool. Man, fuck this cave. This cave sucks. I think I'm going the wrong way again. It's a fucking maze. Huh. I think I have. That must be for when you come back. I guess I'll go right from here. That actually kind of frightened me. Or well, there's things I haven't killed yet. It's to the entrance. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, but following those signs of... Yeah, because that don't take me anywhere. Oh, this sucks! Man... There's supposed to be a wall there. Oh, this is bad. I should be able to find my way out of this with the fucking right hand rule, but I just don't see it happening. Oh, this is such a simple yet terrible maze. I hate it. I hate it so much. This hurts. This doesn't feel good. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna go down there, and everything's gonna be sunshine and rainbows. You see, because it feels like a lie. Oh, that is so frustrating. Because why would there be signs depicting the... These names are... No, I didn't want to pick that up. Why is... Okay, are we any... Please, please let me be clear. God forbid I have to come back here for any reason. Literally anything? No? Okay. Turrets! That's so fuck. Okay, this is suitably dramatic. How are you still talking with half your head? Whatever. I fucking love Whitting's elephant gun. I want this in real life. If I had the silver screen ability, I would absolutely take this in real life. Ah, shit. I didn't mean to do that. I forgot about my controls. Am I stuck? Whatever. It's the eye, right? Yeah, it's the eye. Yeah, Whitting's elephant gun does more critical. I'd have to check. I need a damage sponge. This reminds me a lot of Aliens. Being a Z, which was stasis interrupted. And you know what? Even game, because I played it co-op with a friend. And the multiplayer was good. It was solid. It didn't to die a month after, but that fucking multiplayer? Oh, hey.
Wait, I'm finished.
I forgot about it. Like Knox. This is not. Did he have such a thick southern accent last time? I don't remember that.
Finally over. I can see it. Bright light.
Yeah, sorry about that, Knox. He's like over 100. So this is like the God box in Nier, I guess. I don't remember like any of this, admittedly, because I think I've only played through this DLC the one time. I played through Nox twice, played through the Underdome once prior to this series. These all have fucking... Not even gonna look at them. The better of the... Typically, I didn't give it another chance. Probably just because... I'm not sure why, actually. I mean, this is by far the least of the tedious ones. That reminds me, someone recently made the Blade Runner blaster into a real gun recently, and I want that so much it hurts. I want that so fucking badly. Like, that's so goddamn cool. I wish I could just hold the B button and fucking open all the lockers in one go. I want a shield that has, like, the fucking protection that...
More loot? If I do. The loot be mine.
Capitalize on lowered expectations. Head back here so we can execute phase 2 of Operation Trap.
Man. This is gonna take so fucking long. Oh, crap. Oh, dude. Fuck you. Hey.
Look at all this stuff.
I don't care even slightly. Power line. That would have made sense. Shit. Now I feel stupid. Not important. Huh.
All in the desert. Phase 2. Intel reports that the enemy is using a nearby violation of numerous patents and copyrights held by Hyperion. Also, they're constructing a robot army, which is bad as well. Lower the bridge, break into the facility, and shut them down. And please do remember to keep your receipts, or you will not be reimbursed.
Okay. Jobbing away.
Isn't going to implement itself. Get going.
Oh, I like that his thing doesn't have a... That's pretty good.